Using the link in the description to get your first month completely free, HIDIVE lets you watch hundreds of anime TV series, uncensored content, OVAs, and live-action shows on PCs, mobile phones, and consoles. It has a diverse library of exclusive content, Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and Big O, including dubbed content on a regular basis. Click the link in the description for more. In the fall of 2017, we were introduced to the best pure CGI anime series ever made in Land of the Lustrous. A simple anime about anthropomorphic rocks and gems captured my attention, and by the end I was craving for a sequel to this amazing achievement in animation. I have even said before that I think Land of the Lustrous is going to bring about a sort of change in the industry where CGI could be better utilized and thus explored. Years later, the same studio who made Land of the Lustrous have returned with Beastars, and Orange has shown that Beastars' CGI is the best in years. So with that being said, let's get into the video, and if you can, please drop a like and comment what you think about Beastars or even just CGI and anime. I love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And if you want to know about Beastars in general, I just put out a video before this, so please watch that first if you're looking for something to discuss the story. Here we'll be discussing CGI and the visuals. So, links to that video are in the description. So Beastars is here, and it's got people in my circle talking about CGI once again, and many others. Discussions about CGI and anime belonging or not, people telling those people to watch Land of the Lustrous, and so on. But Orange once again proves that CGI can be very, very good, as Beastars is pretty much on the same level of Land of the Lustrous' groundbreaking animation, if not even better in some instances. This isn't surprising if you think about it though, as tech always gets better, and the more it's used, the more the people using it are able to perfect it and improve upon flaws or shortcomings. Beastars is an example of this. The animation in particular shows some improvements over Land of the Lustrous. As an example, some choppy animation due to anime being typically in a lower FPS or frames per second, which is basically the rate at which frames are updated or how many pictures you see in a second, are better. But Beastars seems to solve this issue, and the animation is more fluid. Don't get me wrong though, Land of the Lustrous wasn't choppy, but it did have its moments. Another thing is with CGI, it's hard to make the characters seem weighted at times. Land of the Lustrous had this issue, somewhat. This is because in normal anime, you can animate things to seem like they are weighted. Land of the Lustrous in some instances really seem to have more weightless characters, which makes sense, but at times was a little jarring to my eyes. Beastars, in a way, improves upon this, as the characters are of varying different sizes, as they're all different kinds of anthropomorphic animals. We have little critters like squirrels to our main character, who is a giant wolf. And the way they convey the size of these animals is really well done. They are able to show this by using creative ways, which is having characters almost step on them, have them walk in the hallways in the background, etc. But for weight, it's really simple with this show. They don't have too many quick actions, and if they do, it's accompanied with good sound design and even clothing moving in time with their movements. It's actually pretty cool to see, and I enjoy just looking at the animation for this series quite a bit. A great example of the animation in this show is in episode 3 when Lewis performs his part as the lead in a play. The way his character moves, the sound design when his leg is further injured is both cringy, as you can only imagine the pain he's going through, and as well, every movement has a great sense of weight, and while Lewis doesn't wince, you can almost wince for him. It's done so well. But not only that, every instance we see of this play in episode 2 and 3, it's always really well done. The art for the CGI models is impeccable and really good, even better than Land of the Lustrous at times, as that series can get a little washed out. But the combination of the moodier setting, terrific lighting, and weighted CGI animation, it's easily some of the best CGI I've seen in years. I was blown away at how well it looked, and honestly, I wouldn't mind at some point if they showed the whole play, as it looked that good in the scenes that it was shown in. And on top of this, the characters' movements outside of these scenes are just really well done. I was very impressed with how emotive these characters were and how crisp they moved. Take, for example, Legoshi, who is animated so just very, very well. His mannerisms back up his character with timid movements, which suggest that he is shy, and as well that is further backed up by his slumped over posture. On top of that, his facial expressions are so well done, I forgot at times I was watching an anime about anthropomorphic animals. I love the little attention to details, like when he speaks, he averts his gaze as he doesn't want to look anyone in the eye as he's shy and anxious. It's cool things like that, which suggests that the people producing this anime are looking at things with just a whole other different level of thoroughness. Focusing a little more on facial expressions, Haru is an awesome example as well. She's a white dwarf rabbit, and all she really wants is to be accepted by the people around her. Because of that, of course, she's often bullied, having her mattress tossed out of her room, and so on. Her favorite thing to do, though, is to take care of plants, as that's where she feels she's the most accepted, and thus, her facial expressions suggest that that's exactly what her character is all about. The way she moves, how her face often goes from neutral to a depressing look on her face when as an example, she misunderstands Legoshi as advancing upon her. She's shaping up to be a really good character, and a lot of her frustrations are shown through how she expresses herself. It's also one of the reasons why I think Haru is a really good main character. Taking a moment to go back, when I watched Land of the Lustrous, I was impressed by how well they were able to frame shots and how original and unique some of them really looked. With anime these days, 2D animation can do a lot more than what it used to be able to do. But even still, 2D has its limitations. Some things are just impossible to be animated. Beastars is an example much like Land of the Lustrous, how they are able to do shots which make the series stand out amongst the best animated 2D anime. Overall, I think Beastars is shaping up to be a really awesome show in both story and animation. I'm invested in the characters and their stories, and I think many people are seeing how great this show really is. Like I said in my previous Beastars video, I am not a fan of how people hate on this show just because they're anthropomorphic characters. I think it's ignorant to do so and to not be open-minded to a show because of one aspect. It's just really stupid. But Beastars is a perfectly fine show, and I also see this show getting hate just because it's a CGI anime. Granted, I could make a whole video simply about this topic, but CGI in anime at this point is usually fine. We've gone past the days of cheap looking and choppy CGI, and while we do have bad CGI, still, those are the exceptions and not, in most cases, the rule. So I like to try and keep an open mind with CGI, as more often than not, a lot of people won't even know it's even used. Ufotable, the creators of anime like the Fate series and Demon Slayer, use an incredible amount of CGI and digital effects and animation. I also think as time goes on and anime moves into the 4K generation or even 8K eventually, they'll really have to think of ways to cut costs and be a little bit more effective. And as CGI improves, it will only look better and better. And to just simply hate it because it's in nature not 2D is not being very open-minded. But with all of that being said, Beastars' CGI is fantastic and I just got a bunch of notifications. But I love this show and I can't wait to watch even more of it. But I have to turn it to you guys. What do you think about CGI? Do you hate it? Do you like it? Do you like this implementation of CGI? And do you want more CGI anime like Land of the Lustrous and Beastars? Me personally, I would love to see more anime like this, as I think it's very unique to see these shows. I think it shows that CGI is more than just what you know about it or just what other people may say about it. This anime proves that CGI to me has a place in this medium. So yeah, put down in the comments what you think about CGI and Beastars and Land of the Lustrous, and also check the description. I have a whole review for Land of the Lustrous that I did that I think is a really good review, and you guys should check out if you're interested by what I said here. And as well, last week I put out a video on Beastars' story, so if you want to hear me talk more about the story and the characters of Beastars, that video will be right below the Land of the Lustrous link. So, with that being said, make sure to like this video, subscribe and ring the bell, and comment your thoughts. As well, know that I have a Patreon where on the $1 tier and above, you get access to everything on it. So with that being said, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.